Today is the day.
Today is the day. I'm a little bit sad, but I'm also a little bit excited at the same time.
Well, I mean, what normally happens is now, since the Capri has been painted, Fudgy lives in fear, because what happens is Al gets on his forklift, swings and charges around in here.
Like a rhino.
Like a rhino. And even I live in fear of, because I'm quite, as I've been getting older, what I'm very good at is driving into my own stuff, and
I'm no different to you.
Honestly. Do you remember when that horrible, I think that was before your time, the horrible 12-tonner was alive when Dave first left it here?
No, that was way before my time.
That's right,
yeah.
So I had that out here. And I had very recently rebuilt and repainted the blue recovery truck, so she was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was like COVID time. So I said to Sarah, who's currently in Canada, it wasn't technically our fault, so it was dark, and I needed to move it out of the way, which meant backing it down through, and you cannot see enough. So I said, Sarah, do us a favour, see us back. So I'm like, backing back. She's like, yeah. Whoa, smash! And I was like, you're supposed to yell whoa before I hit it.
Oh no.
As I piled side of a high-ab crane and a large body straight in the front. Yeah, it did the bonnet, the bumper. Oh yeah, it's still got, I'd had enough by now. And I am quite bad with the forklift. I've had to actually fix the forklift this weekend.
You have?
Yes, poor forklift. Well, I know that we had a bit of trouble a while ago because the valves kept sticking.
Yeah.
And we were like, wonder what that is. And then one of the push rods fell out, didn't it? And mummed itself all to death, so we had to remake a new one. Yeah, they all fell out the other day.
Oh no.
Basically what it managed to do was, because obviously it's running on petrol, not gas, and we sort of start it on choke, whiz it around, turn it off. It had turned the sump oil into fuel.
Oh no.
So a bit of a change and a bit of a retune on the carburettor. And it's now got the push rods out of a Daihatsu petrol engine, which are ish the same but shortened, back in it.
She's perfect.
Yeah, so this is technically the last time I could hit your car with a forklift.
On camera too.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna.
We're gonna keep it rolling, guys.
We're gonna keep it rolling. I'm gonna very carefully scooch her out over there.
Yeah.
And then that's the first time I think it's actually going to have left this workshop for getting on for 3 years, two and a half years
now. Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll winch her up backwards on a recovery truck because we ain't got no windscreen, have we?
No.
And then we're going to go through the flood because that's really because my truck be fine.
Yeah.
It's still a bit. We're all right here at Current, as you see. It's not.
It's okay here.
We've give up trying to pump the pit out.
But on the road,
it's pretty bad.
It's like a.
So the pit, the in-house swimming pool. I mean, it did 7 hours of flat out pumping out 2 pumps on Saturday and lowered it by 4.5 inches because the first bit goes down quite quickly.
Yep.
And then it hits the groundwater level.
Sits there.
And then it just sits there because it's pouring in from outside as fast as you're pumping it out. So to be honest, it's a waste of time. The electrics are isolated. That switch on the wall turns the plug sockets off as well. So we don't need to be in there, do we?
No.
No. We don't need a bath. Cold, wet bath. Water. So anyway, we're going to drink this cup of coffee and then I'm going to fire that up, not hit that, and then we're going to shunt that out there.
Yeah.
And then we'll get loaded up.
We'll load her up and
we'll go and have a look at your new workshop.
Yeah.
And also, you've had an exciting explosion on your...
I did on my Celica.
No, not on your Celica, but you have done a tyre on
Yeah,
your
I did do a tyre at the weekend, hit a pothole. 2 days beforehand, apparently, the council had done the road and done all the potholes.
My problem is, though, that the amount of water
and it rained, it popped it straight out, and I hit this one on a corner, and I was like, oh shit, it went. So I had to coast it 100 yards up the road to the garage, petrol station. I was the 7th person to hit that hole in the morning. And luckily, there was a mobile tyre person.
They're collecting the wonga.
He was raking it in. And luckily, he had a tyre for me, which fitted.
Yeah, not quite the right size.
Not quite the right size, but...
So, but also, on Sunday's video, I mentioned that Fudgy does metal art.
You did. You did.
So, anyway, I didn't mention that to Fudgy.
No, you didn't.
So I'd put a link on our community page with some pictures of his metal art because everyone asked, and a link to his Instagram page, which was making all dingy and doingy noises because I hadn't thought about mentioning it to you. So, so you've acquired a lot more followers.
I have. So thank you, guys. No. Thank you.
Well, I think we need to say we're going to push Fudgy's metal art because it is very good.
Oh, thank you.
But you have sort of since, because you were doing it sort of full time before.
I was doing it full time before, and then I came to work for you, and then I bought the Capri, and then
it's not. You haven't got back to it.
I haven't got back to the artwork, so the dragon's still yet to be finished.
That's a chimney, isn't it?
Chimney.
Then you've got a Castrol.
I've got a Peregrine Falcon.
Peregrine, sorry, yeah, Peregrine Falcon.
Red Kite.
Yeah.
Fox, Stag's Head, Wind Chime, not Wind Chime, Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatchers.
Yeah.
And lots of other random stuff.
We'll just set up a Fudgy Does Metalwork channel.
Yeah. So I'll be setting up a channel. So if you guys would like to see how I do this.
Yeah,
stuff,
well, we'll do a bit of teaching. Let's get it set. We'll have to get it started first.
Yeah.
And then you can see if anyone's interested in metal art, which they probably will be. I bet more people will watch metal art than they will us fixing cars.
They probably won't.
No, yeah, they will. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
But yeah, so in the near future,
we'll see if we can get you set up.
We'll see if we can. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna put time lapse on and then move that without hitting your car. You watch this.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Paper fine.
Fine.
Mr. Rao?
Mr. Fudge.
Yes.
Put seatbelts on
Oh,
safety
shit, yes. I forgot
seatbelt purposes.
Okay.
Yes,
seatbelt.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Let's go to the Fudge shed.
Okay, so we are going in the River 60 today.
Yes, yeah.
It's no longer a road.
Yeah. It's going to be a bit exciting going up the road, and we are too Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's a nice GT.
I don't think that belongs to.
No, I don't know, but here we.
Why did the black was my knobbing?
He is, but he owns a Capri, so he's all right.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
Okay, so Capri is all strapped on the back.
Oh. It's a bit floody, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was a lot deeper than this the other day when I came through. It was right up. Oh yeah, it's still.
Yeah, he's going to go.
Yeah, he is.
It's up with bastard. He'll go nice and ginger. Wash everybody all the way through. Do you realise we'll make me go into a panic?
I know.
I don't like going into
Are you feeling okay?
I'll be alright.
Okay. If you feel like you're going to pass out, just let me know.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
Yeah.
A bit snotty.
They are a bit snooty. Yeah. Crikey, they don't like me very much in the Chalk Valley.
Bloody common.
I know.
Noisy car you drive.
I know. It's like what massages.
There's actually much road left here. It is more a river, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. God, I'm glad I didn't come this way this morning.
I don't think it's that deep. Given the upside, I wouldn't need to wash the truck.
No.
No. We are having an undercarriage wash as we go.
We are. Yeah, this is the deep bit. This is where my car usually struggles. Well, the TT does for sure.
You watch all those idiots go absolutely flat out, the ones who haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
Worked out where their airfield pick up. Decide that apparently to go through deep water, what you do is go really fast.
That's it.
Yeah, because that always helps. And then get really surprised when the car goes boom, shaka. Like trolley clocking.
Yeah.
Enough water does not compress.
No, it doesn't. You'll end up with bent con rods and
And rods and broken engine.
broken engine.
As soon as we get around the corner up there, it'll stop.
Yeah.
The sump is out that field over there.
That's it. It comes down that driveway,
Straight out.
straight out through there.
sprinter.
I know. Yeah, last time I came through here Saturday evening about 11:30 after leaving Madam's, and half past 11 after leaving Madam's, and I was committed.
Yeah,
I was like,
to be honest,
shit.
it's not bad as long as you don't go at it flat out.
Yeah.
We need to do. I think we need to do a video on how to drive the car through deep water and what you need to do and what you need to look at, so that lots of people stop ruining their vehicles because they're idiots.
Yes.
It's knowing where your air filter pickup is. Mine is in the wing in here.
Yeah.
So basically, mine is diesel, which means electrically it's very difficult to swap. But all that has changed anyway, isn't it? Because I mean, years ago, like when you did this with your Mini, you'd have got your dizzy poking out by the front there, and it would have died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas most ejection stuff these days doesn't really suffer too much on water splash. It suffers sucking in water and going boom. So as soon as we get round this corner, I reckon it will be gone.
Yeah. I reckon it's going to eat this bloody road up though.
Well, they've only just repaired it from the last time this happened.
Yeah, it was like driving through the Grand
There
Canyon.
it goes, that's the sump running out.
That's it. It comes from all the way down there.
And we are clear.
Dry roads.
Fastness.
And we're go karting.
So this is the new Fudge Capri restoration shed.
Yes.
And metalworking.
Yes.
Yes. It's not quite as deep as I thought it was going to be.
What, as in?
It looked, in the photographs, it looked deeper.
Yeah. See, they had to do this years ago. So they had to cut this out, put
Yeah.
them all there, so they could get the Jaguar in.
Oh!
Yeah.
I mean, it's a world that we don't understand. Yeah, I mean, I suppose actually, an XJ6 or a Mark 10, she won't know going there.
Yeah.
Well, we can always tuck a Capri bonnet under there if necessary. So this will be a good working space.
Yes.
Yes. Right, I suppose the best bet is to get a Capri rolled in here, isn't it?
Exactly.
In.
Da da da.
So an angle for a bit of time until he finished it.
Yeah, until I finish fitting her up, and then
you've got-
she'll go
And Parker in there.
in there.
You've got metal working space.
Yes.
So we need a bench from somewhere. Got to find one of them, won't we?
Yeah.
Because man can't work without a bench and a vice.
No.
You've got a toolbox.
Got toolboxes.
Got a
got
spare
tools and
toolbox.
stuff.
So nick the big diesel heater, the blower heater that we hardly ever use because we've got proper heating now because that
Yeah.
keep you warm in there.
Yeah.
And
Toasty,
then
toasty.
jacks and axle stands, I'll just give you my truck and you can chuck it in, can I?
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got to get the rest of the Capri bits, yeah?
Yeah.
And then this is a couple of miles, well, a mile down there.
It's
local.
Yeah, it's a couple of miles from the workshop.
Yeah, and a couple of miles, and not even that from home.
Yeah.
So,
half a mile, quarter of a mile.
And you know the most useful thing you're going to need is a radio.
Radio.
Radio, yes, you can sing.
Mind you, I've got me
You're a headphone man,
headphones.
aren't you?
Yeah, I whack them in.
Right. Well, strange to see it.
I know. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Well, at least I haven't hit it with a fork.
No.
Or
no.
anything. Like people, because as soon as you paint a car, everyone comes and rubs it and leans on it and sits on the wing or something like that. That's
Yeah,
just what
it's
happens.
like rubbing and leaning.
And scratching and yeah. I mean, I started in a little tiny shed like this on a farm just outside of Blandford. You could get one, it's probably a little deeper. I did tractors. Then you could get 3 tractors and another sort of one here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, back in the day when we used to restore vintage tractors. And yeah, tight Tim, the miserable farmer. He put the T in tight.
Did he?
Oh God, he was different fella. He was. It was a funny looking thing. And he had a lovely missus. She was really nice. So I think she just had kid number 3. So she wanted to join the Keep Fit Club in the village. It was a £5 a week. He weren't paying for that.
Really?
Oh, he was that tight. I mean, he spent all day fixing up some crap bicycle he found in one of the sheds so that she could ride around the village instead of paying him £5 to go.
Oh,
He was a different type of fella. You did try to point out to him that maybe because your missus wanted to keep herself in shape and up together,
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll just leave you for being a tight guy, but that wouldn't go in.
Oh dear.
No, I was quite, in all pharmacies, like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so we go back through the flood,
Yep.
and then you can do what you want for the rest of the day.
Okay.
And I'm going to find something to put in the space, obviously. Yeah, I'll try not to fill up too quick. I think I might roll the Peugeot over there, and then I need to get a Land Cruiser and Bella the Berlingo in done.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So there you go, guys.
There you go.
Welcome. Thank you for coming along.
The Fudge Shack. We could get all like.
It's the Fudge
We could get
Shack.
all cinematic and push the doors closed.
We
on.
could. We could.
No, I can't move that one.
Oh no.
No, he's going. Oh no. I need to come back here somewhere, don't I?
Okay, that one's in.
Done.
Sweet.